Now to the part that everybody's been waiting for. Our 2016 Aspinall Water Leader of the Year recipient is a man with enduring friendships going back to his childhood and through his many years in Colorado and in our world of water resources. From his childhood and even today, he is often called cute, mostly by women. You can see from these early photographs that a smile that endears him to so many was captivating at an early age. He was born in 1941 to Vaughn and Thelma in a small agricultural town in western Oklahoma. He was the youngest of three. He loved his scruffy little dog named Chuck, and he enjoyed being part of the student government, choir, speech, and drama, and most of all, sports. He was an offensive guard for the Clinton Tornadoes and was then, as he has been since, a force to be reckoned with. He did well in school, but for a little spat with a first grade teacher, Mrs. Wiggins, who slapped his cheek for refusing to spell a word. And an early sign of his independent streak, he only pretended to go to school for the next few days, choosing instead to play outdoors all day. Needless to say, his vacation from Mrs. Wiggins lasted only a few days when the school called his parents and wondered where he was. In his senior year, he enlisted in the Army Reserve, remaining active for 20 years and achieving the rank of Command Sergeant Major. You'll soon hear how joining the reserves was a turning point for his career in water. Upon graduating from high school and serving his first tour, he began his higher education at Southwestern Oklahoma State University. In 1960, our recipient met and soon married the woman who would be his lover, partner, travel companion, golf buddy, and fellow lover of fine food and wine, his wife, Karen. They moved to Colorado and started their family with the arrival of daughter Melissa and 2 years later, daughter Lori. Family is the center of our Aspinall winter's life. A career in water came along after he was persuaded by his longtime friend, Ed Bailey, whom he had met in the Army Reserves. Ed encouraged him to leave the insurance business and join Colorado Springs Utilities. And remembering his effort to bring our recipient into the organization, Ed said he was looking for something better and I was looking for someone good. It was a perfect fit, except it took 3 months to convince CSU management that $500 per month salary was worth it. In addition to his full-time job, he remained in the reserve and attended the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs for 6 years, earning a degree in business management. He worked hard to make a better life for his family. He spent 33 years in Colorado Springs Utilities. They were quite notable. In addition to commanding that salary from management that management thought was on the high side, our recipient got the first computer to the organization in 1968, but only after convincing a skeptical management that couldn't understand how a computer could be necessary. And maybe by now, folks in Eagle County and on the West Slope have forgotten that he boldly called them turkeys in a tough negotiations on homestake. I don't. Made big headlines then. Even in today's very politically correct atmosphere, such a term would hardly trigger a tweet. And with that story, you may have figured out who our awardee is. Harold Miskell. Harold later became head of a large department at Colorado Springs Utilities called Marketing. There were many challenges and initiatives during his tenure there, but Harold and his team are credited with its How We All Connect message, which is stuck with Colorado Springs Utilities. And perhaps even more familiar to the CSU family and those who have worked with Harold is the Miskell Minute. When he wanted to weigh in, Even Harold came to say, jokingly, that he was going to make a Miskell minute to have his say. And he and everyone in the room knew it would be many, many, many minutes. There is really no question that of all of Harold's many accomplishments, the most significant and the one of which he is the most proud is the Fountain Creek Exchange, which allowed Colorado Springs to build a Fountain Valley pipeline and is a source of water for the Southern Delivery System, now under construction. He took the idea of the exchange to the state engineer and then to legal counsel and said, we ought to adjudicate this. When legal asked him why, Harold said, because it's going to be important someday. And I think we heard this morning about the resolve that it took to do these things, and I think Harold is a prime example of that resolve to make a project become a reality. In addition to his job in the water resources arena, he's been extremely active in his public service to the water community. American Water Works Association, National Water Resources Association. He served 10 years on the Colorado Water Conservation Board, was appointed to the Governor's Front Range Project, the Governor's Metropolitan Roundtable, the Aurora Colorado Springs Joint Water Authority, the Governor's Policy Advisory Commission on the Colorado River. He is currently the Vice President of the Southeastern Colorado Water Conservancy District Board, of which he plans to resign or retire from well, he's served on it since 2002, and he plans to retire this spring. Of course, he's been a valued member of this Colorado Water Congress, which has bestowed this award on him today. Our 2016 Aspinall winner has described himself as independent and a bit of a risk taker, one who doesn't hesitate to take the initiative and lead to do new and different things. His friend, school chum Donnie, who was paralyzed with polio but laughed and loved life with Harold and remains his friend to this day, former colleagues from CSU who are more than co-workers. They're golf mates, fellow poker players. His friends describe him as fiercely loyal. His daughters, Melissa and Lori, value his unconditional love and the wonderful shared family time. His wife, Karen, well, the smile on her face when she looks at him tells it all. Harold is a most deserving Aspinall awardee, not only for his contribution to the water community, but for his character and integrity and his words of life, advice to a daughter of a friend, which were establish relationships based on trust, consideration, and respect. Harold, congratulations. Just a minute. And before I give Harold a chance for his Miskell minute, I need to ask his wife, Karen, to come forward. Daughters, Melissa and her husband, daughter Lori and her husband, and Harold's sister and her husband.
They're all here?
They're coming. Now, this is your award. We'd like you to unveil it, and then you can have Miskell minute.
It's not a naked woman, is it?
No, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I need to thank a couple of people that helped me pull all this off, besides Doug and the CWC staff. Barbara East produced the piece that Harold will unveil here in a minute. And I want to thank Christine Abergast for her help in putting this script together. Thank you.
This helps explain some of that peculiar behavior from some of those folks around me lately. This is a very wonderful surprise. I feel very, very honored and very humbled. The list of prior recipients, look at them. Look at all they have accomplished. What great leaders they are. They're held in very high esteem and respect. And when I think that I'm now included in that group, I'm the one that's usually doing this, handing my hanky to somebody else. It is indeed a great honor. And you know, I've had a very blessed life. First, when I think back, I think about I had the opportunity to serve in a profession that I consider to be very noble. The same one you all are in. The opportunity to be the best stewards that we can for a very important, valuable resource, and to strive to do what we can to provide for some very important basic needs of a lot of people, a lot of different kinds of needs. That's important work. Not everyone gets to do that kind of work, but we do. So that is a blessing. And you know, another big blessing that kind of goes with that is you meet a lot of really nice folks. You get to know them, you become friends with them, you share your passion and their passion, you work together to accomplish a lot of good things, most of the time. That's a blessing. Unfortunately, some of those good friends are no longer with us, as many of the Aspinalli leaders are no longer with us. But they're not gone from our memories. And those people, the Aspinalli awardees and those people that you work with during your career, in the words of John Carlson, may he rest in peace, is they're great Americans, great people. He used to say that a lot, and I believed him, and it's true. Probably the biggest blessing, the best blessing I have, is standing behind me. You mentioned that. Their unceasing love and support over the last 50 years, that's why I'm retiring, has given me the strength and the fortitude to stay with it, to go on. It's made my journey a lot easier and a lot more meaningful. My beautiful wife, Karen, my partner, my soulmate for, better not get this wrong, almost 55 years now. My two beautiful daughters, Melissa and Lori, and the great guys that came into their lives, my two sons-in-law, Victor and John, and I didn't know my Oklahoma family was going to be here. Charles and Arvella, all of them, I love them all. Love you guys, love you. I want to thank the Colorado Water Congress. Now, I remember when this award was first initiated back in '81. I thought it was a really good idea, and it continues to be an even better idea all the time. Okay, I didn't mean it that way. But I guess that's right. So, and I especially want to thank Doug and his crew, Meg, Devin, Emily, for the wonderful job that they do, keeping this organization running at top notch, providing all the support for us. And lastly, I want to thank all of you, the members of the Colorado Water Congress, because you are the ones that make this organization strong and make it the success that it is today. And I want to encourage you all to continue to stay in there, work hard, come together, share differences, find solutions, and move forward as one. Try to make this great state of ours an even better place to live. Thank you very much again for the recognition. I really appreciate it. And God bless you all.